Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kay from Millennial Mom, and today we're going to talk about 90 Day Fiancé, the other way, that just came out, new season Sunday. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, before I begin, and hello to the replay gang, everybody on the replay, please, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to join the family and share, leave your comments, and that's all you have to do. We really, really appreciate it. So thank you again, everyone. Again, I'm Mom or Kay from Millennial Mom, and we're going to talk about 90 Day Fiancé the other way. Are you guys into the 90 Day Fiancé franchise? I mean, there's so many 90 Day Fiancés to keep up with. You have the other way. You have just the regular 90 Day, Where Are They Now? 90 Day, Happily Ever After, 90 Day, Love in Paradise, the 90 Day, This Single Life. There are just so many franchises. It's kind of hard to keep up. Seems like once they stop one, they begin another one, or they start one, and then right towards the end, they introduce another one. There's just so many to keep up with. But the other 90 Day Fiancé the other way just seems like it's going to be a decent show this time around. So I'm really looking forward to it. Hi, Sharon. How are you this evening? It's good that you joined me. Thank you so much. Hopefully you're doing well. So, oh goodness, it is January the 30th. It's almost February already. And before I jump in the show, I just want to touch on this. This year, 2023, has started out with lots of drama going on, from reality shows to just in the world in general. And I just pray that everyone is as safe as they can be as possible, and just peace, love, and blessings to everybody. So, but anyways, so let's see. You know what? I am not going to get into any delay. Let's just go ahead and get started. So like I said, if you're on the replay, thank you for watching the show. And don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and share. Let me bring up some pictures. Sharon, have you seen the 90 Day cast? Did you see the show last night, or are you just waiting on the review? Because it looks like there's 1, 2, counting them, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like there's 6 couples, but one returning, which would be Danielle and Johan. That's coming back. So anyways, yes. Okay. All right. So let me just go ahead and get started. I'm not going to keep you too long. We'll just go through it because not too much really happened. It seems like the season's really going to kick off next week when we get to meeting all the couples and see them at their destinations. Okay. So let's start off with, I have some pictures. Okay. You did, Sharon. Good. So let's start off with Chris and Jamie. So Chris and Jamie are brand new. Chris is in the pink. She's originally from Alabama. She says she's from a small town. Now, Chris describes herself as being married for two times before, but is now living in her truth. She says she dress up. She loves to be in costume. She feels more like herself. And she is now in a same-sex relationship. So she is deciding to live in her truth. And I think that everyone should. If you know who you are, you're struggling to figure out who you are, I mean, you only have one life, so live the happiness that you know how to live. Well, she met Jamie, who lives in Colombia, and after dating 1 year without even seeing each other, they are engaged. And you know what? I've always been fascinated in how these couples decide after long distance. Now, I understand that it could get emotional connection, long distance. But if you've never been somewhere before, how can you say that, oh, we should just get married, just like that, whether it be after a year, a week, or two, and never meeting someone? But anyways, Chris says that she's going over to live in Colombia, but she's going to tell her kids. She has 2 adult children, and her children aren't exactly, they're okay with their mom going, but they're not okay with their mom going. They say like, well, how come you're going? How come you have to live there? Why do you have to get married? But Chris says that, you know what? It doesn't matter what anyone says. She's going to go get married anyways, regardless. So I just don't understand how they can do that. Right. You've never met. So how can you say, like I said, you're building that emotional connection, but you don't know who someone is. It's true. You truly don't know who someone is until either you live with them, you're around them a long time, but in a whole nother country, vice versa, whether you go there, they come here. Yeah, it's a lot to work around. But anyways, when we see Jamie, she explains that she said she is living her lifestyle. This is what it is today, next week, next year. There's no qualms about Jamie and who she is. Yeah. So Jamie and Chris are FaceTiming each other. And in the interview, in the FaceTime, it said that Chris, let me put her picture back up again, said that, okay, Chris is in the pink. Jamie said that Chris disappeared 20 days before her birthday, and then she disappeared, reappeared, and then came back. It's saying she was sorry, she had lots of problems. And even though Jamie and Chris worked it out, Jamie's friends are concerned for Jamie's happiness. And they tell Jamie if she does it once, she'll do it again. And see, that right there is just saying, so you have been together for a year across the waters, around the world, but someone disappeared for 20 days. You didn't hear from them. You don't know what was going on. But when they FaceTimed you back, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, had lots of things going on. So to me, in my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, humble me down, that would break my trust right there. Because I can't imagine that wouldn't be, or that is the first time that's happened, disappearing. Even if, okay, maybe for a day or two, maybe you had something to do for the weekend, but still you would think that you would send a text or a quick call or FaceTime, like, I'm going to be busy, I'm doing something with the kids, with the family, and then get back to you. But 20 days, let's just go ahead and say 3 whole weeks, and you just come back with, oh, I'm so sorry, I would never do it again. Come on. Nah. But I don't know. I just don't understand what's really happening here. So let's see what else. They also have information about these couples I saw on People magazine. So I have a little bit of the notes on here. It also goes on to say that Chris, the one who's going over, said that 6 months ago, she found out that Jamie, the lady who lives in Colombia, was talking to someone else while they were on their 20-day break. So apparently, while they had a 20-day, like, I don't know where you are, Jamie, the one that's in Colombia, decided that she's going to reach out to someone else who lives in Texas. Again, like, how is the trust there? And okay, so I get it, 3 weeks. Okay, maybe we're broken up or whatever, or maybe something drastic happened, but you're already dating someone. You went back to the app to date someone in Texas. So I don't think this couple, I'll put them back up again. Here we go. Chris and Jamie. I don't know if they're going to make it past to the end. I could be wrong, but there's lots of obstacles in the way, in my opinion. So I don't know. Anybody have any opinions about that? I'm not sure what's going on with them. So, all right. So let's move to Gabriel and Isabel. Get their picture up here. Gabriel and Isabel. Now, Gabriel said that he is the man that he's always wanted to become. He's come out as trans. And this is the first time I believe that TLC has shown a trans couple, which is fine. But this is the first time that we've seen a couple like that. But Gabriel describes himself as Big Daddy Gabe. He says he's a home man because I already got my surgery. I was like, okay. So when we saw Gabriel, the very first thing that they introduced him with is that he was making prosthetics for people that are in need of special type of underwear, people who are transitioning and they want to give the look in their clothes that, you know, they are of a male in the world. And he said that he got the idea when he was younger and he was out swimming and his sock came out of his underwear. So he just wanted to make it easier for people who are transitioning or have transitioned to feel like they are in the body that they're in. He said that he met his girlfriend Isabel 1 year ago when he was trying to sell his prosthetics in Colombia. And that's how they got not married, engaged. So okay, I don't see nothing wrong with him living in who he is now and coming out in his truth. But the thing with this relationship is that when he was sitting down with his friend to tell him that he was going over to meet Isabel, is that Isabel knows that he's trans, but her family doesn't know. And okay, I know that that Gabriel is trying to, you know, be who he's going to be for Gabriel and they're going to be in the relationship, things like that. But to go over there and just like live a life and not say anything, that I don't know how the family will take that, because I'm trying to put myself in their shoes. You know, like, how would that make you feel? I wouldn't care that he's trans, but you just don't know how different religions, different people, different cultures will accept that. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But let me go on and read the thing. He said, telling Isabel he is trans was another thing he had no doubt about. He said the pair met one evening and they hit it off so intensely that it came out that the next morning he told Isabel without question. And she also accepted him and said, it's okay, I have no problem. But it says, even as Gabriel goes ahead to a lifelong love story with Isabel, including his move from Florida to Colombia, he knows he has to tell Isabel's family he's transgender before he asks for the blessing to marry her. He says they got to know. They accepted me. I love them so much. They love me. And I feel like every time I see them, I'm like, damn, I feel bad because they need to know. He also noticed, he said, becoming part of this family now, when we get married, they are my family and I don't want to have any secrets. And here's another thing about TLC. Is it just me, or does it seem like they mainly concentrate on couples that are in Colombia or India or Nigeria? Is that their thing? Is this like their base? Like, you know, we're casting here, we're casting there. Like, I don't get it. But it just depends on how the show continues, how long that Gabriel has been in Colombia and how long he's been around her family, that he's waited to tell them that he's trans. So yeah, I'm really interested to see how this story is going to play out. All the stories actually, but definitely this story is going to play out in another one as well. So let me read your comment, Sharon. You say that I think you should tell the family, but it should be up to Isabel to accept or reject. Exactly. Well, he said that Isabel accepted. Well, I mean, they're on the show, so clearly she knows. At least I hope she knows that he said, excuse me, she did. So let's hope that she truly does know that that's the case. So I'll be interested to see how this is playing out. All right. So let's move to Jen and Rishi. Let me bring up their picture. Jen and Rishi. All right. Before we even meet Jen, we meet Rishi. Rishi is showing us his hair care routine treatment. He says his hair is his image, and that he is the only one in his city that has long hair. Rishi is also a fitness model trainer. And then when production asked him to give us a model pose, and I was like, oh, okay, Rishi, if that's your pose, because he was giving some, to me, I thought they were simple poses, but I don't know. I'm not a model, so maybe they were regular. Rishi also says that he knows that being a trainer gets him attention from women, and that's how he met his fiancé. Now, Jen is 46 from Oklahoma. She says she's never been married and has no kids. Jen lives on a farm with her brother, and she says that she met Rishi in a hotel lobby while she was on a trip of a lifetime to India, and said that within 1 month, he proposed to her. Jen also said that she's waited 2 years for the border to open up. So apparently, they met during the time of COVID, and she is finally moving to India. I mean, Jen says she's excited to go to India, and okay, if she's excited, I'm excited. You know, you like it, I love it, kind of thing with all these couples, right? And so she's telling her brother she's finally moving in 1 week. Now, that's the thing about these couples. When we meet them, the ones we've met already, all of them say that they're moving in a week. So I guess that's the time frame that they have to get from recording, production to wherever they're going. Her brother has doubts of his sister. He's like, you know, she's had plenty of relationships that weren't on the up and up before, but he's going to keep an open mind, and you know, that's just the way it goes. So I think, you know, if you live with your brother on the farm, your family farm, he's probably seen you in and out of relationships, and I don't know, if he thinks you don't have the best track record, you probably don't. And then meeting him in a lobby after a month and he proposed, like I said before, like I don't get how these people like meet their companions or their whoever they're going to be engaged to or whatever. Like, oh, we're getting married. Like I don't know that. I know it happens, but I just don't see how. Sharon, you say, I think you should tell the family. Oh, I read that already. Sorry. You say, he reminds me of the guy from Love Without Borders. Oh, Shreyas. Yes, you do not. That Love Without Borders is season finale on Wednesday. So just throwing it out there. And actually, I'm kind of happy about that because it got kind of dull like 3 episodes ago, but I'm still doing the review. But I don't know. I think that maybe it's just not necessarily up to date. Like it's like a year behind schedule. But anyways, moving on from that. So let's see what else Jen says. Jen says that she knows luck hasn't necessarily been on her side in the past with attractive men. And Jen said she tried not to pursue Rishi. However, Rishi broke her down after a week of trying. Jen said she wasn't interested in him at all. She thought he was a douchebag. And we saw each other 4 or 5 times. And it came to a point where it was hard for her to pinpoint when it was that she fell for him. Now, also, too, we see she's on FaceTime with him, breaking down, crying, saying that she's sorry about things and she feels like maybe he's distancing herself from him, and maybe, you know, he's not all in, and she's telling him that I will always love you. You're my first love. I can't let go. I have to love you before I love myself, and I can't keep chasing you. And here we go in my mind again. Very first episode, though, that we're seeing introduced to them, she's already on FaceTime crying to Rishi. You haven't even made it to India yet. What has he done already where she feels like she's chasing him? She's break down crying in FaceTime with him. I don't understand it. But then again, we saw scenes where she's speaking to 2 other women, and one of the women, this is another FaceTime, one of the women say to her that, yes, he sent me pictures of him to me from his profile. So apparently Rishi is not trustworthy, and he's out looking and trying to connect with other women. So yeah, but you still want to relocate? Like, make that make sense, Jen. Like, make it make sense. So again, red flag, Sharon, where's your red flags at? Red flag, go ahead and put like a couple of red flags for them too, because no, it's already on the wrong foot, but that's her storyline. All right, so next couple is returning from Love in Paradise, and that is, where did I put you? Oh, I didn't. Did I put? Oh, there you are. Danielle and Johan. Now, I'm really surprised. Well, first of all, before I get into Danielle and Rohan, what happened to Love in Paradise? Like, was last week's episode the final episode? Did it just go off? Or are they not going to have a tell-all or nothing like that? Because I'm really interested in a few of the couples, and mainly Valentino. I'm really interested in those two, but okay. Well, Danielle is moving full-time to the Dominican Republic to be with Johan. Now, listen, Danielle told Johan that she wanted to move to the Dominican full-time even before they got married. And Johan's dream is to be in America to provide and help his family. But we see Danielle in New York getting her things together. And she says she wants to move from New York because New York feels like it's a toxic boyfriend. And she's ready for a slower lifestyle. Danielle, to remind you, or if you don't know about Danielle, her history of her is literally she's a high school history teacher and a yoga teacher on the side. Yeah, I wonder if Johan thought that maybe Danielle wasn't necessarily telling the truth about moving to the Dominican full time, because he knows that he wants to be in America and she knows that this is the American dream for her. Thanks, Sharon. You don't like Johan and Danielle? How come? Why don't you like those two? Out of curiosity, if you don't mind sharing. Sharon. Well, anyways, Danielle is telling her two friends that she's moving to the Dominican. And while she's on her way to Dominican, we see Johan getting ready. He's taking a shower and yeah, he's got flowers. And I guess he just knows that, when Danielle comes back over here, we're going to get our stuff and we're going to be out, as soon as I get my paperwork. Well, when she gets to the airport, she tells him, even though she's nervous, she tells him that, I plan on looking for an apartment here and it might be for a couple months, a year, or maybe more. And Johan is driving and you can see the look on his face. But I think, so I don't think Danielle misled Johan. I don't think that, because she talked about moving to Dominican full time. I just think that maybe she should have been more clear. And since she knew Johan wanted to come to the United States, maybe they shouldn't have got married. Maybe he wasn't the one for her, because I think that, I don't want to say she trapped him, but in a way, because Danielle is ready to be married, which she is now, want to try to have a baby and live a slower lifestyle, versus Johan, who has lived in Dominican all his life, wants to have the American dream. I believe he wants to be a model and just experience the States, help his family, and hoping his career gets off the ground. So yeah, I think there was some misleading information that Danielle was, well, not misleading, that she was trying to trap him a little bit. That's what I think. I could be wrong. Help me down if I'm wrong, but that's what I think in my mind. But I don't know. I just think that because Johan is 10 years younger than Danielle, I still just think it's a trap game. I really do. I just think that she has true feelings for him. I'm not sure if Johan has true feelings for her. I don't think so. I never got the vibe from them. I just didn't from him, I should say. Sharon, you say, I think he's trying to get the US and she's not honest. Yeah, I agree. Because he definitely wants to be here. And I don't know if it's going to, I don't know. Do y'all think it's going to work out? Or you just think that she'll just get worn down by Johan's requests of coming to America and maybe she'll get tired of hearing about it, just the lifestyle? I don't know. This couple, it's kind of hard for me to say I think they'll work out. I just don't think so. I don't, because I think that, again, she wants something different than he wants, and I just don't see it working. So, okay. So those are the people. Okay. Danielle, talked about that. Jen, Gabriel, Chris. Okay. So let me get to the two we haven't seen. Let's see. Let me bring up the pictures. And the ones we haven't seen were Nicole and Muhammad. We'll find out how to pronounce his name, please. Anyways, so Nicole met him, and we didn't see them this episode. We'll see them probably next week. Just saw little clips in the upcoming season. She's visiting from Egypt. She met him at a fabric store and he proposed on the spot. They were married 3 weeks later and she didn't tell anybody, not anyone, her family, friends, nothing about her getting married. So now that Nicole is moving to Egypt for good, even though she doesn't know the cultural differences, yeah, she's going to be in for a shock. So what do you think in advance of Nicole moving to Egypt, even though we haven't seen anything about her right now? For someone who proposed to you right on the spot and you'd say yes? Does that, mind blown. What is going on? How does someone you visit somewhere like marry me and you think they're for real? You know what I'm saying? Like, how could you even think they're for real? And you go, oh yes, and decide that you're going to come back to the States. You don't tell anybody. Like, why wouldn't you tell friends and family where you're going, what you're doing? It's that to me screams Lifetime movie, which is not affiliated with this at all, and no promo. It just screams Lifetime movie. It just does to me. Like, I just don't understand that. Exactly, Sharon. Just keep them going. Just keep them going to that you can't do it anymore. Right. So I don't know. Weird. So we'll have to see. Once we get more information, we'll talk about her more. But I can already see this is a mess. Just even from the clips upcoming is a mess. Anyways, I'll hold my thoughts on her. And then the final couple we'll see hopefully next week is Debbie and Usama. So it says right here, Debbie's story may sound familiar to those 90 Day stars in the past. She's 43 years older than her Moroccan boyfriend. Debbie is extremely skeptical about their love story, but Debbie is ready to leave America for good because she feels this is her soul connection. Let's just take a look at Debbie right here. Her soul connection. Okay. We definitely have to see this story play out. I'm excited to see this story. I'm excited to see I would say Gabriel and Isabel, but this one right here, I think this is what made me go, oh, this is going to be a decent season. I mean, they all look like they have lots of drama and different drama coming up, but this right here, yes, I have to see. Now, on the upcoming season, when we see the clips of the couples, it does seem like it's going to be intense. Look like it's going to be good as well. We have Danielle and Johan saying that she is going to be the only sole provider for right now. She's working, only one working or finding work or has the money. And right now she says that Johan is her wife, not her husband, but her wife. And I'm thinking, okay, so you're going to just already be putting him down when you come? Like, how is that a good relationship to build a foundation? Talk about you're going to be my wife. Like, I'm supporting you. Okay, that's not a good look already. So but I don't see them breaking up just yet. I just don't see that. What'd you say, Sharon? Another Jenny and Cement. Yeah, I think Jenny is 30 years older, but Jenny knew Cement though previously. Jenny already knew Cement, got to know Cement for years and years and years before all their drama went down. But this lady right here doesn't know this man from a rock. So, but age-wise, yes, but still. And then also coming up, you have Jamie and Chris getting together for the first time. So they're fine. She's going to be out in Colombia to meet her love. And then Debbie and Usama, put her back up real quick. Put her back up again. When we see her, she's out riding with her man. She is literally falling off a donkey. And how embarrassing is that? You're on, you're being filmed. You're riding like, you fall off a donkey. And just falling in general after a certain age, that could be harmful. But I'm just saying, because I'm a particular age myself, you just don't trip and get right back up like a kid. So, and then also in later scenes with them, apparently something goes wrong. I mean, go figure, who knew? It says that Usama has taken her time, taken her trust, and he urinated on it and saying, "You're not my man. you're weak. And I'm like, here we go. You can't be blaming somebody for your own actions, especially if you're over a particular age and you know better. Miss Debbie, listen, that's on you, but I'm interested in seeing how it plays out. So just I'm ready for it. And then Jen and Rishi, again, that's where the FaceTime issue comes up, where the receipts of the model, her boyfriend, being sent to her friend or whoever the lady is. And yeah, those receipts are being played out. But he said, I don't know. I think when he said that fitness model get him women, I mean, okay, I guess from America. I think that's something he said. I mean, I could see that. I could see where he would be attractive to women who's looking for a particular thing. But I don't know. I think he feels like he's too good looking, too full of himself, just everything to everyone. Remember, he said he's got the longest hair in his city. So, that's a big deal. I mean, go figure. And so I just think that he also has an agenda. So with her crying in advance of her going over to India, I mean, I just don't know what she feels like she's going to get from this relationship. And guess what? Her brother saying that she doesn't pick the right man or hasn't been her best relationship. This is just showing right off top. He's right, especially about this one. I mean, we already getting the previews of it. And then just different little arguments that come up from other couples. So this season, it looks like it's going to be good. I'm glad we're having new participants. Other than Danielle and Rohan, or Johan, excuse me. I think they're back on the show because she is trying to get pregnant and she wants to, again, have her life in the Dominican. And I just think it's the opposite. I think Johan maybe wants a baby. I think Johan feels, in my opinion, that Danielle is his security blanket. So he's willing to do whatever to get American status while waiting on paperwork if the paperwork is approved. So that's what I think this is about. So yeah, so I think the show is actually interesting. Hello, actually, Arbery. Unbelievable. Which couple are you speaking of? Unbelievable. All of them, or just the last one I talked about? So we have Danielle and Johan. We have Debbie and Usama. That's the 43-year age difference right here. And eventually she tells him, you're not a man, you're weak and everything else. She wasted her time. And then you have Jen and Rishi, who is a fitness model. He loves his hair. That's what he said. It takes a couple hours to do his hair routine. And he's already sending pictures. He got busted sending pictures to other ladies. She's on FaceTime crying to him already, talking about, I don't want to chase you. You're my first love, this and that. Then you have Chris and Jamie. Chris is in the pink. She's going over to Colombia. She ghosted Jamie for 20 days. She apologized to Jamie, saying, I was going through something. And then Jamie in the black, during that time period, already started messaging other women on the app. So, and then you have Nicole and Mohammed. We'll see them next week. She met him in a fabric store in Egypt. He proposed to her like the same day. She's going to go over to Egypt to live. They're getting married in 3 weeks, but she's not telling anybody, no friends, no family. No one knows what she's doing or where she's going. And she's going to be shocked about the cultural differences. But I'm thinking, why would you be shocked? You were visiting there. You could see right off is not the same like where you were from. So I don't understand the shocking detail. But maybe it's his way of telling her what the details are. And then you have Gabriel and Isabel, who is fully trans. He said he's fully a man and he's going to meet her. Well, the way he's talking, he met her family already, but she knows he's trans or now fully a man, but the family doesn't. So he's concerned about how they will react to him. So that's what's going on. You say, what'd you say? Actually, Aubrey, you say Johan wants to come here to America. He's probably going to break her heart and her bank. Exactly. I think he's going to break her heart. I'm not sure if you were in the bushes earlier or just coming in, but I think that Danielle even though before they got married in the Dominican, even though she expressed to him that she wants to live in Dominican Republic, and she knows that Johan wants to move to America, I think that maybe Johan thinks like maybe she means like temporarily and we'll go back to America, because she knows that's the American dream. He's even told her that a few times. So she's not confused about that. I just think that she feels like she could tell him whatever for now, because she's from the States and eventually they'll go together too if his paperwork comes together. So I think it's a trap game. I honestly think it's a trap game. Definite red flags. I think all the couples are red flag. Let me see. Let me go back to the pictures again. Let me point out who I think is a red flag. Red flags to me are as follows. Well, since we talked about Danielle, like I said, I think it's a trap game for her. And I think Johan thinks that maybe he could talk Danielle into it, but she's so set into being married, being a relaxed life, having a baby that, yeah, I think he's going to break her heart too. But this right here, Debbie and Usama, red flag, red flag, red flag till I'm out of breath. I don't even know why she even thinks that this is even real. I'm not even speaking about just the age difference, but just in general. So I see this is drama. They're not going to make it. I don't see it. This right here, definitely not going to make it. She's already crying already in advance. This is Jen and Rishi, and he's already sending pictures to other people. Not going to make it, in my opinion, but we'll see how the show goes along. Chris and Jenny. Chris is in the pink. Jenny's in the black. I say no to them. Not going to make it. Too many issues and drama already, ghosting and not trusting already. So it's a no. And then again, Nicole and Muhammad, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, all I can say is absolutely not. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have anything that I can say that's going to change my mind right now. So we'll have to see again as show goes off. But I'm still sticking with not. If they do, I will be so surprised. And then Gabriel and Isabel, I'm going to say I'm leaning towards yes, maybe to yes on them. I can see them possibly working out, because she's already accepting that he's now male, he's trans. She's accepted it. It's just the fact of if her family accepts it. So yeah, I just think honestly 1.5. Here's the one that will possibly to me, and here's the 0.5. But we'll see. All right, let me read your comment. Yeah, another Jenny. Yeah, but by age though. But like I said, Jenny already knew, like I was telling Sharon earlier when she was saying another Jenny and Cement. I think Jenny already knew who Cement was, because she already went over and spent time with their family, came back to the States, went over again. Jenny went back and forth like at least 2 or 3 times first. So Jenny actually knows who the person is, versus that lady, Debbie, just met him on her whatever app she was on and says that she feels like it's her soul connection. And I'm thinking, how? Like, how do you think that? But okay. So that was it, you guys. So hopefully we'll get more next week. We'll see more people. The last 2, Debbie and Nicole, that's in Egypt next week. More of what's going on with them. And actually we see the show actually get started with how they react with each other. So I'm here for this season. Do you all think it's going to be a good season? Do you think it's going to be drama? Do you see anybody making it right now from what you've seen or what I've said? Do you see anybody? Like I said, I gave 1.5 people making it, but that's really about it. So I think the thing with Danielle and Johan, I think that she really wants that baby, and she thinks the baby's going to draw them closer, but he wants the American lifestyle. So that's not, I don't think that's going to work out. Yeah, right, Sharon, exactly. Age difference alone is too much, right? 43 years. That's a big gap. And you know what? Not to have the double standard, but it is. It's a big gap, whether it's a man that's older or a woman that's older. It's a big gap. I mean, that is 4 decades. That's a lot. I'm not saying it can't be love, but the odds of it being love, very slim, very, in my opinion. So would you say actual Aubrey? I think it should be interesting. Yeah. So I'm ready for the season. So I will be back live to talk about it. Every Monday evening is the shows allow, and what they say, Lord willing, the creek don't rise, I'll be here. So I will be here, and I hope you all can be here with me as well. And I want to also remind you all too that we also do Married at First Sight videos. We'll probably be going live for that if you watch. This week is also the season finale of Love Without Borders, and I didn't get a chance to do Love After Lockup this Friday, but I will be doing Love After Lockup. That video will probably be out on Saturday. What'd you say, actually, Aubrey? Basically, his great grandma. That's exactly it. 4 decades or 4 generations is your great grandmother. Like, that's exactly what it is. So, exactly. So, all right, everyone. Well, is there any more questions or comments? I'll be happy to answer or talk about. So if not, like I said, I'll be back every Monday. And I appreciate you joining, appreciate you watching. And don't forget about our other videos too. Please don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already, and subscribe if you haven't already as well. We really appreciate it. So, and until next week, everyone, enjoy your evening and live simply. Be grateful.